button there.
Okay.
Record button's on.
So what ended up happening is that I'm assuming that there's an OS issue that caused all of my computer to explode. So
Was it just one driver, or was it the OS system itself?
it's the OS system itself.
Okay.
It's either that or it's the.
That might not be a hard fix, though. That might literally be like taken into Memory Express, see if they can recover.
Well, okay. Here's the thing.
Because if your hard drive is still fine, and that is the thing, is if your hard drive not fine or not? Yes, no.
No, Allan, it's the C drive that's not fine.
Oh, so okay. So, well, when I mean OS or hard drive,
it's the OS. It's easier to just reformat and call it a day.
All right.
So
Jeff,
that fucking sucks, eh?
Okay. No. Okay. What I meant to say is it only the OS, or is it the hard drive that's also fucked up? Because the hard drive's fucked up, you gotta get a new hard drive. That's what I was asking.
I'm pretty sure it's just the OS.
All right.
If it's
Perhaps you should take it into Memory Express tomorrow and get that checked. Because if it isn't your hard drive and you go to reformat, everything breaks with it.
Allan.
And no, I
mean,
Allan.
Yeah.
I'm an SA.
I know.
I'm sure I can figure it out.
I know. It's just like, I don't know why you wouldn't take that option first and just like, hey,
take an option in order to take it into somebody else.
Well, yeah.
Do you want the honest answer?
Sure.
It's not that you're like talking about like something that I don't really think is a bad idea. No, I actually think it's a good idea. The problem is that if I can save $50, I'm going to choose to save $50. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm saving $50. And
all right. No, all right.
It's a Hail Mary because like worst case scenario, like the computer is about like 4 or 5 years old. Because I had it for about a year and then Ryzen launched, and now we're on Ryzen 4th gen. So it's close to 5 years old in February. It's something where if I can salvage it, I'm going to salvage it. If it's something that I can make it work, I'm going to make it work. But it's getting to the point now where it's like, okay, I should probably upgrade you soon.
No, I'm just throwing the reason why I challenge that is because like even when I had my hard drive, one of my hard drives fail, and I had a hard drive fail.
Yeah.
I still took it in just in case, like, hey, is it just like the connection? Is the disk broken? Is there a way to recover? Is there anything like that? That's the reason why I went in. I spent the $50 because I want to make sure, like, if I don't have to waste my time doing a bunch of reformatting and stuff, which apparently I actually have to take it to a site to get with another hard drive and get it stripped of data and stuff like that because I want to get some old stuff off of it. But for the most part, it's mostly just like I'm more being like second checks aren't always a bad thing, even if it costs you a bit of money, and that's not a bad thing either.
Well, I think what I'm probably
maybe because for all I know, and again, this is me coming from a point of view that I'm not 100% very good with computers as much as I like to be like on the computer all the time.
I am so awesome. Let me tell you, the SysSA how to do their job.
Hey,
that's what it's coming off as, bud.
Hey, I'm doing this as get a second opinion just in case.
Mm-hmm.
You got to realize, even with me being like a finisher, like above certain people, I'll be like, all right, that looks good. Hey, Jeff, or hey, Oleg, double check that. Do you want to make sure that's level? Yeah, sure. Even though I'll know my number might be correct, or it might be, maybe I'll have my number off by 10 points. Even though I've been doing this for 8 years. I'm looking at it more like, just because you are one doesn't mean you shouldn't get a second opinion.
I understand that, but I'm going to probably go to my boss instead of some guy at Memory Express because my boss is free.
Yeah, no,
I can sit there and I can show him what's going on and then watch.
I know you're going back to a store with computers. I don't know how competent this crews are. The reason why I just immediately go to Memory Express is that's my normal go-to crew.
Yeah, I'm totally going to take my computer to Memory Express to get it fixed when I can fix it myself. That's. I understand what you're saying, but
what if you end up being stuck at work for like 3 days straight? That's how that's another way I'd argue against that, but I doubt you're working tomorrow, and I doubt you're working Tuesday.
I am working tomorrow, actually.
Oh. You working Tuesday?
Yeah. Working every day this week.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
All right.
Money.
Let's get on with the podcast at this point.
Sync in 3, 2, 1.
Nigeria.
Hello, welcome to the Black Mind podcast. Oh, great. Allan's now taking over the show.
280. No, fuck off.
Piece of shit. Me and him are...
You started with a sigh.
Your point?
It tells me you're exhausted. Yeah. I mean, like, why would you start with a sigh? You should start with, hello, welcome to the Black Mind podcast, episode 280.
Well, your point is invalid.
These past 2 weeks have been pretty rough.
No, this past month has been pretty rough. This has been more rough than episode 69.
Well, episode 69 was when I wasn't around. Not my fault.
Well, no, I'm not blaming you for anything. I'm blaming my fucking idiots.
But I'm throwing up my cover.
I'm not at fault, people. Let me tell you, I'm not at fault here. I did not cause Jeff to go mentally insane, and I'm completely innocent in this entire situation. What I did do was I defended something I shouldn't have this week, which is a collar with sleeves.
Yeah? And I still stand by that defense, because it's still a fair fucking defense.
So you can tell right away by my mocking tone that that's the first topic. A collar with sleeves.
Yeah. Okay. No. Okay. Jeff is bitching about this bullshit.
No.
Okay, no. By the way, Josh is here too. By the way. Yeah. You bullshit. You were in a chat with me. Yes, you were. You were in a chat with me and Josh, and Josh can attestify to this, and he's here, by the way, that you were bitching about it, and I absolutely took you apart because you were being fucking retarded. Jeff, by the way, is complaining about a thing that is like, if it was on a woman, he'd be okay with it. But it's for man's fashion. And I'm just like, all right, I'll order it for my girlfriend. Or if I have a hot twink, why not put it on him? Hey, maybe I want to do something sensual for my girlfriend so that she has something to admire about her boyfriend, a buff boyfriend coming home with see-through silk sleeves.
Allan. Okay. I understand what you're saying. But male fashion has been perfected since the 60s.
Jeff, how many suits do you own?
5.
Really?
One for every day of the week.
Bullshit. I don't believe you.
I own 5 suits.
Actually, no. Wait. What is a suit to you? Is it just a dress shirt and dress pants, or is it like actual full?
Well, it depends on the kind of event. You know, you got to. Sometimes you got to.
No.
It's dress pants.
Dress pants are very important, okay?
No, okay,
And then you gotta have a nice shirt, you know. Gotta have a nice shirt, and then you gotta have either a blouse, or you can rock it without the blouse. If you don't have the blouse, then you gotta look pretty good. Now,
no,
going off of my routine Don Cherry metric of sharp dressers. Okay, you gotta dress for success. Let me tell you about this. Wearing that is not dressing for success.
Where the fuck would a blouse come in?
Well, you know, like an undershirt, you know, that thing that like has like a little V, you button up, you know, it goes over top of the dress shirt, but underneath the suit jacket. Okay. Now let's talk about suit jackets, okay, for a couple minutes, okay, because I'm a suit jacket connoisseur.
Hold up, are you talking a vest?
Yes. Sorry, I forgot the name.
That's not. I'm like, you don't know what a blouse is from what you were describing, because a blouse is a soft, poofy dress shirt that has no buttons, that is loose on the front, and is meant to have a poof to it. It is a very effeminate dress form. And by the way, men still wear that with dress suits.
Well, okay. Let's.
And hey, if I'm actually
we're going off of the Don Cherry metric of.
Look, Jeff. You know, in the episode of Friends, or sorry, not Friends, Seinfeld, he was wearing that pirate shirt.
The poofy shirt, yes.
The poofy shirt.
That's a blouse.
So would you wear that?
Yes, every single day of the week.
Then why aren't you?
Because I don't have money, Allan.
That is a you problem.
You could probably pick one up at like a cosplay shop or something.
Not even. No, they're actually they're only like $30 each.
Ooh. Okay. Well, maybe I'll buy one and wear it to.
And you can get a version that allows you to just axis that goes around your tie.
Okay.
And you can just tie it on there.
Okay,
There's a version like that too.
But we have to go back to this topic, okay? We have to go back. We're driving off topic, okay?
No, we're staying on topic. We're discussing male fashion.
We're just discussing male fashion, all right?
How retarded you are about this bullshit.
How am I retarded? I'm saying that this is something. If a hockey player showed up wearing that, if somebody showed up to an interview wearing a collar and sleeves, I would immediately sit there and be like, right, let's go, get in the Mustang, and then immediately punch it into first gear and intimidate the fuck out of them.
All right, first off, that's addressing related to a situation, and secondly, if a hockey player was wearing that and it was related to an affair where he's supposed to be dressing up as like the head of a female harem, let's say, and that is the dress code to the harem.
Like, this is the outfit a JoJo villain would wear. Let's be honest here.
No, that's the outfit of a JoJo heroine.
Yeah. Basically. But the thing is, though, Jeff, like, your argument kind of falls apart because you're arguing based on circumstance of, hey, if the guy would showed up wearing that, I'd take him to my car and punch him in the face. First off, fuck you. Secondly,
not punch him, intimidate the crap out of him.
You did say that.
Drive hard, that. You know. You can intimidate somebody by doing. Why would you punch somebody?
I'm very curious to why he's wearing it.
Yeah. And here's the thing. This is the reason why my immediately 3 examples were, hey, maybe I want to get it from my girlfriend so she can wear it for when we go to the bedroom sexy times. Hey, maybe I meet this cute twink who will look good in it, so when I'm banging him, he looks effeminate and awesome. Hey, maybe I want to get it for myself so when my girlfriend comes home, I can look like this strapping man in these silken see-through sleeves and get her hot and bothered, and I have a fun, essential day. The point of this garment isn't formal dress, and this is why you're being retarded.
Or you put it on your favorite fighting game character and gives them the boost and attack stat and be like, hey.
That's video game logic.
Or you pay somebody in order to wear it. Or you pay somebody money to not wear this.
Oh.
Why would I not pay someone? Why would I pay someone to not wear it?
Because
it looks great. It actually generally looks good.
I would wear it to pimp it out just so I could.
No, let's go back to what you said. You said that you would take money in order to wear it.
The two things I said was joke or money.
Or if I got paid. For him, and this is the thing. This is the difference between me and Josh. With me, again, I would consider it for my for my lover to be a sensual partner for an evening, let's say, or it's something for her to wear, or it's something for an effeminate boy to wear for his partner and stuff like that. All fair points. Your point is you try to make it a formal uniform.
My point is that this is Okay.
No.
My point. Let me make my point. Let me make my point, Allan.
Dress wear. No, your point was comparing it to formal dress wear, which is clearly not. Secondly, your point of arguing I would pay someone not to wear it. Well, why? Why would you pay someone not to wear it? Why wouldn't you just leave them alone and let them wear what they want, as long as they're decent?
Oh my god.
Go. No, I'll stop. I'll mute my mic.
He's talking to someone else in this room right now. But
No,
I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
I just want to say, like, out of this whole thing, it's like, man, I know you got your wires crossed right now, but I'm surprised you're making it an issue at all.
My issue is that this is again the fashion industry not understanding the clientele. That is really at the center of my issue here.
How?
Okay.
How?
Let's talk.
No, I need to hear how. How. You need to substantiate that claim.
Allan, have you seen 90% of what the fashion industry shows and pawns off as actual clothes?
And how much is actually produced for public?
Exactly 10%.
Yes. Suddenly, and by the way, 10% is never put up on fashion runways. Another big thing is this is an individual running a small business out of their home to produce this product, which means it's a niche art market, which might not even have anybody selling for it, which means by capitalist means they've cornered the market already, and now they have the ability to draw in a crowd of people who would want this. And again, if you're trying to argue against, as you've once already pointed back out before, formal wear, maybe for them it might be formal wear. I don't see how it would be, because why would you want to go around topless around in any kind of like formal manner? It would actually kind of like diminish your like integrity or your standing.
Right.
But the thing is, though, never once do they say that this is supposed to be a formal thing. It's a collar with a shirtless sleeves. It's meant to be a sensual dress wear for whatever reason you want to use it for.
Okay.
Probably for your partner. And
Okay. So here's my thing, and this is just me being honest. Because I saw this and I immediately went into a server and I said, "Hey, would anyone wear this?" Because my reaction was basically this. If I saw somebody wearing that, I would probably like go, "Okay, whatever," and then move on. And then everyone in the server, including the trans kid. By the way, can you guys hear me still?
yes, we can. Keep going.
Okay.
We'll tell you when we can hear you.
Sat there and went, "Holy fucking shit, what the fuck?" Including Josh. So, my point is that if, like, this is not. Let me finish. Let me finish. Because, like, this entire show right now has been Allan sitting there saying how all my points are wrong. So let me say this. As somebody who works in an industry where you have to be a professional, as somebody who works in an industry where you can't wear whatever you want, as somebody who is looking at this and saying, okay, if somebody came in and it's 2020, if a man came into the shop with a dress on, I wouldn't have an issue with it. If a man came into the shop wearing that, I would actually legitimately say, okay, go to the bathroom, put on a different piece of clothing, please. Like, I don't care if you're wearing the sleeves,
you could challenge
but
that
I care.
On the no shoes, no shirt, no shoes, no shirt.
Yes, but the thing is,
challenge on that.
Yes, but the thing is with this, it is again time after time, we have seen fashion kind of go a little bit more crazy, and it's like, really, at the end of the day, all people want at the end of the day is a shirt and pants, and that's all people want.
Right.
And
I
understand what you're saying. If you want to play sexy fun time with the girls or the misses or the dude that you're banging, go right ahead. This is the perfect outfit for that outfit.
Hey, guess what, Jeff? Though here's another really big problem with your statement related to this.
But I don't think
Jeff,
that this is a
where does-
very fucking
Hey, Jeff, do you know where high heels were originally worn by?
men,
Yes. Now who they primarily worn by?
women.
Yes. Why? Why would you let that slip away? Because men were supposed to be seen as what? Actually,
Tall
even better.
and
Actually,
strong
this is the thing. This is the thing. Fashion changes,
Yeah.
and on top of that, this isn't related to formal dress fashion. It never says. I actually looked to open up the thread, and I looked through this, and I've just all I've seen is this isn't related to any formal dress. This is for like personal use, and if anything, actually tied to, considering all the other things related to the post beneath it, you know what it's sort of most likely tied to? Cosplay.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, and you're looking at this in the most puritanical way possible.
Exactly, because I'm a puritanical kind of person.
No, and you are being retarded for it.
Good. Is it
if
making
this
good content?
No,
Fantastic.
No, it isn't.
Okay.
Because it's a dumb. Because you're making a dumb argument,
Okay.
as all Puritans do.
Well, then let's switch gears.
You are arguing off the point that in some way, shape, or form, as this offends you in the way of a formal
No, it
dress,
doesn't
that
offend
somebody-
me.
No, you didn't. You said, and to quote, the reason why toxic masculinity exists. By the way, I don't know what the fuck toxic masculinity is.
Oh,
Fucking retarded
yes,
term.
yes.
We're not
The
gonna
reason toxic masculinity exists is because some guy's going to see this and probably freak out.
Well, you.
And like
Case in
again,
point.
like the thing that Josh just posted is the perfect summary. Is like, it's like this. If that exists, so does this, and so does that.
Yes.
And it's like I
So-
have a problem with those because
Why?
Because at the end of the day, those are not clothes, Allan. They serve
And
no
yet they
functional
sell.
purpose.
And yes, they do. Believe it or not, I've actually seen someone wear the first one,
Wow.
and damn, did she look good. And you know what she had underneath that? A
Sh-
nice, snug-fitting T-shirt. The point of that is actually to be a type of sweater to go over a short-sleeve T-shirt or a noodle strap. All right. Well, what about the other one? Actually, the other one is supposed to go over loose-fitting clothes as well. I actually know this because I can actually like look a little bit past just being like, this is dumb. I shouldn't exist. It shouldn't be allowed.
Well, that's 90% of humanity, Allan. 90% of humanity is stupid. If humanity was intelligent and smart, and we wouldn't be dealing with the
Then you would- then
coronavirus
you likely
pandemic
would've-
right now,
then-
would we?
No. We would still likely have even more arguments because we try to be logical about everything we do.
Yes, and that's what we need. We need more logic in the world.
No, we.
Good luck.
That's not going to happen.
Hey, Jeff, do you want communism?
Nah,
Then shut the fuck up about logic.
I just want capitalism.
Yeah.
That's what everyone wants.
I want that middle road.
Josh wants that. Josh wants that socialism, and I can't.
Perfect middle road.
I can't
somehow
fault him
exists.
for it.
The third way, fascism. I still
Anyways, we got to move on because stuff happened this week. Beautiful Flash passed away. She's
It
dead.
will be missed, but at the same time, it will not be missed. I both
No, it
love
will be missed
Flash
because
and
Allan's. It will be missed.
I
There's
love
so
Flash and I hate Flash at the same time.
I love Flash.
I fucking.
It was the standard for web entertainment. Also, apparently, I can get all of the Adobe Creative Suite programs for $52 a month. Very
Yeah,
tempting.
don't do that. Don't do that.
Well,
It is a waste of fucking money.
$52 a month.
Yeah,
I pay $40 for
remember-
Maya.
yeah. And you know what? The difference is that's Maya. How many programs are you going to use related to Adobe?
Probably 3.
Yeah. So if you can, you try to go to get minimize your costs. So if you can get those 3 for like $10, I'd be like, do it. But
Well,
you're gonna
Illustrator
you're paying $50
is
for
$20 a month. Photoshop is $20 a month.
Is it 20? I thought it was 25.
And let's see what Edition is. I don't think Edition is sold separately, but let's look.
Audition is sold separately, I do believe. Because it's used by musicians and stuff like that. It should be sold separately if I remember correctly.
Video. Audition's also $20 a month. So I'm already saving money by buying.
You're saving $10.
I am saving exactly $10, and I get
However, you are also paying for a bunch of extra services that you don't need.
whatever. Do I get? I get character animator. I get After Effects. I get InDesign. I get Dreamweaver. I get Animate. I get a lot of stuff.
Jeff, this from me. Let me put it this way.
Yeah.
I would rather pay $300 for the complete set and not have to renew it every year and worry about changes every year than what Adobe does now.
Yeah,
And
no.
this is gonna be practice. This is the reason why I hate Adobe now.
Oh no. I 100% agree with you.
I hate subscription services.
Oh, dude, they're fucking horrible.
And it's the reason why I'm like, don't do it. Don't encourage this behavior. Unfortunately,
No, because
That's another reason why I'm kind of I'm sliding more to Blender, and also Blender had an update where there's a industry mode, quote unquote, is just Adobe controls.
so okay,
I was like, oh, I can use this now.
okay. So let's talk about this for 20 seconds, okay? I pay money for Maya every month. I did own 3ds Max until recently because of their ND program.
Does the indie programs end?
No, the ND program's still there. You can still buy Max and Maya for like $300. The problem right now is
It really?
Yeah, it's really good. The problem is right now all of my Adobe Master Suite CS6 stuff is down south. I don't really want to switch over to Audition to edit the podcast. That's all I use Audition for. I use Photoshop for basically like textures work and stuff like that, and sometimes drawing. I use Illustrator for the same kind of thing, drawing, larger scale, kind of doing a little bit more, trying to do a little bit more of stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Back to Flash for a couple seconds. I used Flash for character animations and kind of demonstrating points. So, going back to everything that we're talking about, the reason why I would pay the $52.99 is, yeah, Adobe is terrible. I hear you. I understand what you're saying. It's not that it's falling on daft ears. It's that I can get all of the stuff I need and have it automatically update, and I just don't have to worry about it anymore. And it's that peace of mind that it's really kind of appealing to me. That being said, and this is the key part here, Allan, and this is all I'm saying, and I'm trying to be as nice as I can. That being said, I hear you. I hear where you're coming from. It honestly makes a lot of sense, because a lot of the subscription model right now is literally just there just to curtail piracy, which is bullshit, because you could curtail piracy by lowering the price.
Good. Well, lowering the price and actually
making it more convenient for me in order to purchase your product.
Yeah.
Like, the reason why Photoshop is the highest pirated software on the face of this earth is because there was no viable alternative until recently.
Yeah, no, there have been alternatives. It's just that they've been fucking. One of them was Psy. One of them was.
Look at Blender and Maya.
Well, Blender's free, but Blender, I prefer Maya, and I know people like Blender for reasons.
Blender is pretty good. I think everyone.
The only problem, you got to realize, I was trained on Maya, and that is a fucking hard.
Oh yeah.
Fucking Stockholm to fucking Maya. I know I am.
Go ahead.
But the problem is for me with Maya and Blender is that while I like the idea of Blender, you technically can't take Blender and sell it. I don't think you legally have the contract allowed to do that.
No, you don't.
And that's my problem with Blender. Whereas Maya, you can technically get the legal version to sell stuff. Mind you, I'm only doing stuff for hobbies, so I'm like, all right, whatever, who cares?
Yeah.
But then there's also, of course, Photoshop, which I need to go out online and find a fucking way to get an old copy back. Because I hate the newer stuff. I actually kind of prefer the older stuff because it's not as fucking drowned out or crazy.
Well, like the big thing is like if I could find a download key, like I'm thinking I'm going to contact Adobe support and be like, "Yo, can I have a CS6 download for the ISOs for a product I legally own, please?"
Yeah, they might give it to you, but at the same time, they might not.
Well, like, and that's the thing, right? Is like if
And
they
that- well,
don't,
that's-
I'm not going to be hurt because it's like I can just buy a 3-month subscription and then call it a day.
I technically have a CD for CS6.
Oh, okay. Can I borrow it for a couple of days?
I need to find it first.
Okay.
And if I do, I'm going to be fucking reinstalling it on my computer. I just need to like
That's the thing that pisses me off about this thing is like you could sit there and you can just grin ear to ear about CS6 being the greatest fucking piece of software, but
well,
it's
no,
like
CS6 is that's the problem. I don't understand why they moved away from. Like, oh well, no, I can get
Money.
why because
Money.
They were losing.
Money.
Well, it's such a bad practice because it fucking instantiates so many people against you.
well, it's like not just that. It's like it's
Because it kills small business. It turns small business away from you. It only allows for again, it does turn small business away from you.
It does,
Why
but-
Why would you want to pay for the program $300 and some bucks a year just to have the newest updated version? And I think it's higher than that now. It's what
$52 a month.
$52 for all the programs.
USD.
So that's USD too, by the way, not
So,
any local currency.
Let's look.
So that's 12 times 50. That's that's $600 a year, USD, just alone, not including tax and service charges related to it, because they also put on service charges related too.
Well, let's see how much it actually costs. Okay, annual paid monthly. It is 52 annual paid monthly. $5.99. So it would be $52.99 yearly. So it would be a yearly contract. That's $500. That's not that bad of a deal. Like for all of the stuff you get, but you're paying $500 for the Adobe Master Suite every year.
Every year. And on top of that, maybe you want to keep a specific version around too.
Yeah.
Because you want that version because it gives you a certain function, like a good example with Audacity. You get with let's say 6 years ago, there was a version that came out. They were like, oh, hey, it lets me do this kind of voice modulation, but that feature's dropped in later versions. Now you need to like isolate one of your computers away from the internet so it never updates, and that's not a good practice.
No, it's not. But we should go back to Flash.
We've gone down a bit of a rabbit hole here.
Yeah.
And this is the reason why I don't agree with I love Flash, but at the same time I hate Flash. I have a fucking love-hate relationship with that program.
like Flash. I like some of the games. There were some good games.
My problem isn't the games, it's the fucking program itself, like the actual Adobe Flash Player program.
Oh,
Or not
yeah.
Flash Player, the Adobe Flash in CS6. I hated it because of the way it was formed and functioned. It just was not a comfortable program to use.
Josh, your opinion on Flash?
I'm afraid I have never touched the program, even though I'm the kind of
You never
demographic that
played a
should have
Flash
touched it.
game?
I mean, I played a Flash game, but I never actually did anything in Flash. If you're, that's what, yeah,
That's
that's what you meant.
No, what I'm talking about is Flash games and stuff like that. Flash animations.
Okay, well, yeah, I've played a fuck ton of them. Sure,
Yeah, that's dead.
I know, like if the support just not being there anymore is very pressing. Although there is a project that restoring a lot of the functionality back into Flash games.
Yeah,
I think it's Project Flashpoint,
yeah.
which is like for any old Flash thing that you have, it will still run on that program. Which I think they're still in like early alpha or something, but a lot of majority of it still works, which is impressive.
Yeah. But yeah, Flash is dead. We missed it.
Flash is dead. Long live Flash.
Long live Flash. Adobe is trash.
Adobe's
and
been
don't
trash for a while.
Don't spend $66 a month in order to have interesting products, even though you might do that still.
Oh man, I
It's
don't know
gonna
if I
be-
can agree with that. But at the same time, I did that for 2 years, so I can't complain.
Well, like, here's my thing about this, and this is all I'm saying, and I'm just trying to be nice when I say it, is for everything I kind of use, yeah, $52.99 is a lot of money, but it's like, I can use it, and then if I find my CDs, I will then just cancel it and then just go back to what I was using before.
Actually, another problem might be that if you do end up using the new Adobe stuff, you might not be cross compatible with your other buddies in the program that you're working with.
You mean Josh?
Is it just Josh now, or I thought there was at least 2 other workers with you?
Nope, it's Josh.
Just me.
Josh. Which, by the way, Josh, I got some good news.
You kick open the door, there's a spider cobweb at the side and a spider in there.
Well, like, okay, so like business
And I'm
business
beside the
stuff.
spider going, hey, spider, what's it going today?
Business stuff. Linus quit. Linus was like, no, I don't want to do this. And then Linus got a job. He's like, I can't do this. So I was like, okay, fine.
Yep.
Chris quit because Chris was stressing him out too much.
In school.
And I'm still friends with both of them. Haven't talked to either of them in a while, but Chris recently was like, hey, can I use some of your Black Mine stuff? And I'm like, sure, fine, whatever. I don't care. As long as you're not stealing a game from me, I don't care.
So long as you are not stealing the game from me.
As long as you don't start... He was like, can I borrow your templates? Because you had really good templates. And I'm like, yeah, sure, fine. Like here's the thing, is like, a lot of the people in the Edmonton game dev community think I'm an asshole because I act like an asshole. Case in point, the first conversation of the show, where I was being an asshole, admittedly. But like, if I'm like nice to you and I like you, I will be fiercely loyal to you. But yeah, like, Chris left, wasn't a big deal. It was a good breakup. Linus left, it was a good breakup. The one bad breakup was when we had a yelling fest a couple times, but that's not a big deal.
Well, that's how it goes.
Oh yeah,
Sometime.
like here's the thing, is like, if Josh left, was like, I don't want to work for Black Mind anymore, I want to do my own thing, I'd be like, okay. I wouldn't have a big issue with it. As a matter of fact, Josh is like, kind of like, hey, I want to do my own thing, and I'm like, okay, cool. Do you need help programming? Okay, cool, I'll help. Shifting gears though, talking about games that we like and stuff like that.
Josh, you played games this week.
Josh played a lot of games this week, and
I'm going to be playing more games.
I played a couple of games. I played Disco Elysium.
I technically played 2.
I played Disco Elysium and Cyberpunk. And
I can't. I'm gonna talk about the one game I played, but I want to hear what Josh played, because I know Josh played a couple of interesting ones.
Yeah, let me go back to my topic list and see what the fuck I can put in there.
can I talk about
So-
Disco Elysium while we're waiting?
Sure.
Sure.
'Kay.
So, basically, I went through the gambit of games. The first one was Binding of Isaac, and
Of
also
course.
the second one is playing COD Cold War.
Yeah, you played COD Cold War because Noah was like, I'm going to give Josh the code because Josh is my best friend.
No, dude, I said this before. You're the one that complains the most, where I am also complaining the same way that you do, but I'm like, whatever, I can still play the game. You're like,
The best part is
seriously.
like, if I got it for free, I would actually pay it.
Jeff, that actually does sound a lot
Yeah,
like what you do
that
when
is
you complain
exactly
about
what
games.
happens.
yeah, exactly. That's
I
why
can
it's
still
like,
feel betrayed.
Sure, but it's like, that's why he just gives me, because it's like, at least, like, you don't fucking actively hate the thing every fucking time you go into chat.
No. It was a lot worse. I don't hate this year. This year I actually kind of was interested, and I would have picked it up if I got it for free. Last year, I
would have
was
picked it up if I got it for free.
well, like you know that GeForce like thing. Like if I got a new graphics card and I got it for free, I wasn't going to complain. I was going to play the game.
Well, you're not going to look a gift horse.
Oh
in the
yeah,
mouth.
but like the thing is like I don't really. Every single time I bought Call of Duty, it's like I play it 4 times and then I stop.
Yeah,
And it's
Yeah,
like I would
yeah.
rather save the $60 versus Noah, who plays it like 150 times every single day. And then once he's done, it's like, okay, I'm done for 6 months. And then he goes back 6 months later and it's like, oh, the new Call of Duty's out. And he gets a lot of value out of those games. And last year was bad because
100
basically what ended up happening was, well, Josh can attest to it. Basically, I would say, no, I don't want to really purchase it. And Noah would sit there and say, okay, come on, man. It's like, okay, I don't really want to purchase it. And then we would have an individual in the chat sit there and just run a train on me because I said, I don't really want to purchase it. And then what also happened was around the same time, Blizzard banned a player for saying free Hong Kong because, oh, we can't piss off China, the country that's doing a genocide.
we're not getting into that right now.
That's paying their way for their paychecks and their security checks. And
Yeah, it's
yada,
okay
yada.
in order to take Adolf Hitler's money during the Holocaust.
Hey, that gold,
Hey, yeah,
pretty good.
I guess.
Gold's pretty good.
But like that was the kind of stuff that I was dealing with last year, and this year I was like, okay, like I played the beta, I liked it, it was fun. I would have played it again more. But like at the same time, go ahead.
Don't worry, Jeff. I can tell you right now, it's more of the same. If not, it's more of the same. If it's, I would say the movement's better.
I would
now.
say that the thing that I liked about this Call of Duty, and this is something I noticed in Warzone, is it felt like Battlefield Light.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like it does. Like I would say, the big thing for me is that Call of Duty, like especially when you go back to the first Modern Warfare, it just feels kind of sluggish. / you're like a tank and you have limited mobility. And now it just feels like, oh, they just they shifted because they made the kind of like a new engine for their Battlefield. What was it? The Ground War, the freaking their Battle Royale mode for
Warzone.
for their own COD game. Yeah, Warzone. Because they made a new freaking engine and everything else, the movement is just so much better in that. They just upshifted everything with that engine.
Yeah.
So basically, the Cold War, it's just that engine. So it's like, oh, no wonder I feel slightly better at playing this game.
Yeah.
Because it's that fucking movement engine. So it's like, oh,
Yeah.
this is what, actually now when I've been playing the game, it's like, oh, I feel like I'm actually doing something compared to the other ones.
Yeah, and like I like playing
if you're playing
Warzone.
story. Yeah,
I like playing
No,
Warzone.
I'm just playing multiplayer mode right
Yeah,
now.
you don't play story mode.
Nah.
Yeah, I think that's like the other thing. Like I really didn't like about the last Call of Duty I bought was Black Ops 4, I think, and like they didn't have a story mode. It was just multiplayer, and this is when Call of Duty kind of really didn't understand what it was. And then I was like, okay, this game's trash. I don't like it. It's just trash. It's
Yes.
Call of Duty Overwatch, and that's not what I want in a Call of Duty game. And I played this one, and I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll pick it up. Or, oh, no, sir. And then, but like, I played Warzone with you guys, and I enjoyed it. I played PUBG with you guys this week, and it was fun.
Yeah, they actually made updates on PUBG too, and it's like, oh, it actually plays better now. It doesn't crash randomly. And
Oh, no, it crashed
actually-
like 4
actually
times.
looks good. It actually looks good now, and I'm like, oh, this is a game.
Ooh,
Interesting.
ooh, something blew up. Ooh, I don't understand.
Yeah, there's actually the one thing I was impressed by was we were running through a field, and we're like, this field feels different. I don't know what's going on. And people are going, no, there's actual like
Grass.
good looking textures now. Oh, good textures. Oh,
Okay.
that's what's missing.
Okay, but shifting gears from Cold War and Death Ops and number
Yeah, all the
stations.
shooters. I went back into Binding of Isaac.
Well, can I talk about Disco Elysium?
Oh, fine. Yeah.
Okay, I played Disco Elysium. It is the RPG equivalent of like dice rolls. The game.
I was gonna say it probably does have that dice roll system in the background.
Literally, the game begins with your ancient lizard brain telling you about nothing and describing nothingness.
No, but it starts from you getting out of like a drunken coma and realizing you trashed your room or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And at the actual beginning of the game is you waking up and ancient lizard brain telling you about nothingness and describing nothingness and talking about nothingness and how nothingness is convenient. And then you wake up, you realize you don't have your badge, you don't have your gun, you find your shoe, and you walk outside and you find a guy hanging from a tree. And you're a police officer and you have to basically do an investigation in this shit.
What game is this?
Disco Elysium. It is great.
Okay.
I love it.
I assume it's on Steam.
Yeah.
Yes.
There are things about that game where like you can drink alcohol from a table ledge. It is.
Yeah,
Okay.
It
I
is
see what kind of game it
just
is.
dice roll the game.
I'm probably not going to play it then.
it's one of those like choose your own adventure things, but it's like multiple.
It's an RPG story rich game.
Yeah. It's a visual novel times 1,000.
Yeah, but that's the thing is I know that that's not my kind of game. I can guarantee you that.
I think Rory would like it.
Roy would absolutely love it.
I think, and like I love it because it's like there are simple things that it does where it's like you're playing it and then like your guy, you can literally talk to your partner and your partner will say, well, hey, what's your name? And you can just make up a name. Like, I am Rodriguez Constable Valdo.
I'm Constable Rodriguez Valdiv.
Yeah, or something like that. It's great.
Yeah, you said okay. That's fair.
It's amazing.
I do know for a fact that the reason why I don't think I like that kind of game is because while I like story games, I only play once through, and I know that's a bad thing because it doesn't let me get to see all the other story options. But if I don't have the time to really invest in story games anymore. It's the reason why when I started playing the game I did over the holidays, which I'm happy I beat in a fucking 3-day period.
Allan played Cyberpunk. That's what I'm gathering.
No.
Oh,
I didn't play Cyberpunk.
Of course
I
you
don't
did.
own Cyberpunk.
Oh. Well, I guess somebody has to buy you Cyberpunk now.
Hey, I'd rather the game I just linked in chat.
Oh, that game looks so complicated. I don't like it.
Yes, I know, and that's the reason why I play Hearts of Iron.
Motherfucker, I play Hearts of Iron. Let me tell you about Hearts of Iron.
Let me put it this way: Hearts of Iron is like playing in a sandbox.
Let me tell you,
this is like actually
Fighting Isaacs, the greatest roguelike ever made.
But yeah, this is the thing is I played
that segue was missed.
I played Hollow Knight all this Christmas holiday.
Okay. Well, Allan,
I actually really enjoyed that game. I actually really did enjoy that game.
It's almost as if it's almost as if it's one of the greatest Metroidvanias ever made.
Well, okay. I actually discovered this about the term Metroidvania. It's actually the reason why I don't agree with the term Metroidvania for it anymore. It's Metroidvania in the fact that it's like this map of a world and stuff like that, and it's set up to be a 2D platformer with just kind of like, and you can call it a Metroidvania, but I'd call it a 2D platformer with combat.
Okay, Josh, do you agree?
Which game is the game? Sorry,
Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight. Yeah, I mean, you do go back to areas and like explore them again when you have new abilities and such.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, and as much as I like the idea that the word Metroidvania, it kind of does suit it, but at the same time, like, I actually genuinely enjoy this game more than I did in like Metroid or Castlevania, because I have played those games before, but I've never played them very far because I've just kind of like gotten bored. Whereas Hollow Knight, because of the way the challenge was done in this game, I felt I enjoyed it way more. I do love all the, and that's another thing that sold me on this game is the music from it too. Like, holy cow, it's so good. And they just released new news about Silk Song a couple days ago. I think on Friday they released news. They released a bunch of images and stuff like that, and they're like, yeah, we're just in the polishing phase, it'll be coming out soon. And I'm like, please come out for reading week. That would be the best birthday present for me.
Come
if
out
they
for
came
Allan's like fun
come
time.
out for fucking reading week. I would
So Allan
love
can
Team Cherry.
motherly can just sit there and just masturbate over and over again.
I've actually looked at the combat for that game, from the new Silk Song, and while I like the combat for Hollow Knight, which is just press X, press and hold X to do a heavier attack, press Y to cast a spell in certain directions, or I got it backwards. I gotta pull my controller now. I gotta fucking like, A is jump, B is cast. So you hold the directions for that cast, or you just hold it down and cast heal. X or hold X is basic attacks. Y is, what is Y? No, fuck. But you get the idea. Like, you have all your abilities and stuff like that.
Okay.
And from the way that the Silk Song looks, it's a lot quicker. Like, Hollow Knight is a much more slower game because of how your healing is done. You have to hold down a button and you have to let the charge of the spell happen, and then once the charge of the spell happens, you heal, and then you carry on to the next charge, you carry on to the next charge. Silk Song is looking like it's, you hold down the button, it triggers the thing, and you get your 3 hearts back, you use up all your spell and stuff like that. And the combat's way faster. Like, you have so many more maneuver options just straight off the bat.
Right.
And I'm really looking forward to it because, like, it looks so good.
I should play Hollow Knight, but the problem is like I could play Binding of Isaac instead. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Josh, talk about Binding of Isaac.
Binding of Isaac. There's going to be another new update drop again, even though the developer said, all right, this is the last
update drop ever.
Yeah, this is the last one. And then, like, March 31st, another drop is going to happen. So now I'm like, oh, I should replay Binding of Isaac again. And, of course, I forgot the controls and what the fuck I was doing. And I noticed the UI is slightly different. And I think I end up deleting my fucking save. But the funny thing is, it didn't delete my hard progress I made. So it's like, I don't know what saved and what didn't, but I'm like, oh, apparently this, my save game got deleted, but it's like, it seems like I still got most of everything unlocked already. So it's like, hey, that's nice. So I've just been replaying the game over and over again.
Well, and I think if you delete your save, you don't lose your progress, because that wouldn't make sense, because the way the progress is done is related to how many runs you've done through the game.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Although it just sucks though, because I just go through the character list and I was like, man, I had most of these unlocked. I had most of these done.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck me. But yeah, I've just been going through it, and I don't know if he changed the algorithm in that game or something, but it seems like when I play on hard and I pick a character that was, let's say I didn't like in the first place, I have been schooling so much ass. Like, it just feels like the game's broken. I'm like, no, man, usually I just get fucked over with bad items. I'm like, now I feel like I'm doing pretty good. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but no, it's fine to me. And yeah, it's like another big bloody content update is going to be dropping, and this game is going to get probably another 1,000 achievements. I'm actually almost 50% achievements in this game, and there's 403 achievements in this game.
That game is such a moneymaker for Ed McMillan, and he deserved it.
Yeah.
Like,
did he?
He's not a bad person. Like, that's the thing. It's like he never really has done anything really objectively bad.
I think for his first game when that came out, it was Super Meat Boy.
Yeah,
that
and
one
then broke.
That one's a little more fucked because like Microsoft said, "Hey, could you make this game in the summer?" And he's like, "You mean like 6 months from now?" And they're like, "Yeah." And they're like,
Well, like the best part is like with that game actually broke people.
Yeah, that game was hard.
But no,
Yeah.
like it
That
physically,
game
like
was-
that development broke Tommy.
yeah.
Like,
I can totally believe that.
yeah, like it didn't. Ed still works on games. Like I think just recently, Tommy and him have started working together again.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is like what Microsoft did actually was the correct move. It is what is known as what is keeping your development teams lean and mean. You keep your staff limited, but you give them the money that you give them just enough to get the work done, but you give them a crunch. You give them a very limited time. So, a good example for doing like a good RPG would be 2 years. Let's say $50 million on the low end. I'm saying for a team of like let's say 40 people at most.
Mm-hmm.
So you table that out to being roughly $25,000 a year for each worker plus product and stuff like that, and then you budget all this stuff out and you set it up so that you have to meet these deadlines or you're going over budget and you aren't getting more money from us, and it's what is called keeping a lean and mean. The problem is 6 months is, even for me, would be like, yeah, that's a little too short. But they got it done, and it's one of the most critically acclaimed games. So, what do I know?
And
Yeah.
yeah, and I've just been trying to slowly just getting back into the flow of it before the update drops.
Okay.
And yeah, like just remembering like certain key elements of the game and how it works, and kind of like when you get into Minecraft again and you go, fuck, how did I get this and get that? And you start remembering all the mechanics of it. And you're like,
Minecraft.
Oh, right.
Minecraft is so weird now.
It's I would argue it's very obtuse of like how you're supposed to figure this out in the first place. I don't know. If it weren't for the wiki, if it weren't for the fucking wiki, I wouldn't know how to do anything else. Like, if it weren't for the internet, the invention of the freaking internet, I think that Minecraft would have died an early death. If it didn't, like, basically, because just like in general, you have to punch a tree in order to get shit, in order to build anything, and punching a tree is not.
A lot of the early Minecraft stuff is just very basic information.
Yeah,
which is why it works so well. Mm-hmm. But it's gotten so complicated. Like last time I played it was when the underwater temples came out.
Oh yeah,
I think that was 3 years ago now, maybe 4. And I know there's been a bunch of stuff that's been added, and holy crap, dude!
Was enchanting tables at that same time, or is that
no?
after?
Enchanting tables were way before that.
Okay.
Because enchanting tables are, I actually still remember what enchanting tables are. Enchanting tables are 4 obsidian in an upside down T with 2 diamond and a book above.
I think
for the craft table, and that's I remember that. But like when I came back, I found out there was more to the Nether. There was more to the fucking end, and I was just like, holy cow! I'm not even mad. I'm just impressed.
Well, the funny thing is that I got so hard back into Minecraft, and no one can freaking vouch for how hard I went into it.
Very hard.
Especially in a server, I made a minecart system that goes to everyone's houses. They have their own cart depot, so it auto ejects you from your seat, and it deposits your cart into the system, and then you can eject the cart out again, and you hit another button, you freaking fly off onto the system I made. I also made a giant mob spawner so that the mobs will spawn in the dark areas, and I made it so that the water will flush out from the center of these from this big ass pillar of constant floor is filling with water, and they'll flow off to the side, and it'll hit down to another pool of water, which will flow into the center of the fucking pool, and it's right at the cusp of the edge where the water doesn't flow in, so that they fall into the fucking hole. They fall far enough where they don't die, but you're a one punch away from death. So what you do is you crawl underneath it, you punch all their fucking shins, and you get all the XP which you need for fucking for crafting. Like,
I can believe that.
I went that hard and that far, and like my house is like a mini fucking factory at this point. Like I have my own minecart system in my house.
That just happens when you play Minecraft, though. Eventually, you start becoming. That's the reason why I want to play one game called Satisfactory. Oh my god, I don't know if I'd be allowed to play that game because I would get fucking.
We have to live stream
OCD'd.
Allan playing Satisfactory.
Fuck no, fuck off.
What's the
no.
worst that happens?
I'm not about to. I'm not about to
He
drop
dies of starvation.
30 hours into that game.
It's not going to be 30
realize,
hours.
You need to realize, like, I've played Hollow Knight 3 days in a row to beat it.
Did you sleep in between then?
Yes, but the
Did
thing
you
is,
eat?
like, well, yes, of course. But the thing is, though, I also know for a fact that those 3 hours, at least 6 to 8 of those are me away from the computer when I just had the game left on in the background. Like I got up to go do something and then just got busy and came back like a couple hours later and then went back to playing. Like with Satisfactory is that game that, oh man, like I know how I am when I play Stellaris, Hearts of Iron. That's why I'm scared if I ever get Shadow of Empire. I think that's the one I linked in the chat there. Yeah, Shadow Empire, which is another 4X RPG simulation strategy war game. And oh my god, that is a fucking rabbit hole and a half. I've already looked into how that game is played, and oh my god. That's the reason why that's the reason why I'm kind of scared to go back to Minecraft again, because Stefan, my buddy and a couple of the other guys in my other Discord, or not in my other Discord, in my TeamSpeak, they were like actively playing that a lot recently, and I'm just like, oh no, I am not getting back into that.
Do it,
because Minecraft is a fucking dark hole if you're not ready to get back into it.
Well, you know what else is a dark hole? A hole that
What else?
Sucks your soul and drains it of all your life and ruins your day. And the company involved might be getting sued now. We don't know. Well, actually, no, we do know they are being sued. Cyberpunk.
Oh, yes.
That game is
More on fire. It's the tire fire that somehow keeps getting bigger and bigger.
But I love it. I love that game. It's so fun.
Who's throwing more tires on this fire? We don't know.
It's everything about this game is so bad, and then like I play it for 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, I kind of like it. It's kind of fun. It's just stupid fun. There's stuff in there like so. There is stuff in that game that is very good, very well designed, and I'm kind of more on Ben's side now than I was at the beginning of Cyberpunk 2077.
I'm going, it's fine.
No. It is not fine. That game is not fun.
That was Ben's argument. It's like, it's fine.
Heard things about Cyberpunk 2077. Oh boy, I've heard things.
It is good, fun, and easy to play. And it's everything about that game is okay. I got up to the point where Mr. Jackie bit the bullet, per se, which is a spoiler. But it's not a big spoiler. That was hinted at in the trailers.
No, obviously.
Yeah. But they do character moments very well in that game. There's literally a funeral scene that you have to go to for a side quest. But it's really funny because they could have made it so that Jackie was the main character of that game. And they could have very easily have done it. Jackie could have survived. And that would be an interesting game if they want to do something where it's the same story, same exact story, you know, Johnny Silverhand's in your head, but instead of being V, you're Jackie. And that's something I actually think that they should do. Other than that, though, shooting feels good. The AI is busted as fucking hell. There's a lot of shit in that game. If that makes sense.
Oh, I can believe that. I know for a fact that Stefan beat the game and I got sour because he didn't get the ending that he wanted. I don't know what his ending is. I've told him to keep like some of the information like kind of quiet about it. But man, holy cow.
They do things in that game where Johnny Silverhand's a very unique character. So. Shifting gears.
Oh, actually, could I say that my brother, he always texts me about whatever update or whatever thing he's doing in the game. The recent one that my brother was talking to me about was he had the glitch happen where one of the characters is meant to give you something, and it was meant to, I forget what the item was, but it was like he's going to give him an item, but it ended up giving the item, but like it gave his head with the item, so his head kept going and stretching with the item till it put it into his hands, and it kept stretching after that. It was like it didn't stop, so his head kept stretching. Like the way he described it's like, how did that happen? Did you record it? It's like, no, but it happened to someone else. So I'm like, oh god, that sounds the best glitch ever. It's at least several people can explore have enjoyment of that. Someone's head just explodes onto their hand. Oh god. I can't wait to play that game like in a year's time, basically.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of holding off on too, is because
it could have some glitches. Maybe the fun ones you could try to like squeeze in there as a bonus. That's like hey, if you do this certain thing, it'll just make this old glitch happen. Like, I wouldn't mind that. But as long as they keep the game-breaking ones away, that should be fine.
If they fix a lot of those issues, that's going to solve a lot of things. I don't think that game is ever going to be where the hype put it. But I also am one of those people who doesn't care, because it's still fun. And like everything that comes out of about that game, just makes it sound worse. So yeah, I really don't think it's ever going to get to where it needs to be in order to satisfy the
Which
hype.
game? Cyberpunk?
Oh yeah.
I think it's, from what I've heard about people like talk about it, is like they enjoy the game. They know there's problems with it, and they don't say it's perfect, but the problem is the people who are really bad about it are the people who are complaining about having on a previous gen system and having it crash their system, i.e. fucking PS4 and bullshit. And I do hope that they do fix most of the big bugs, though. That's my hope. But outside of that, I have no problems with like them keeping some bugs if it doesn't like break the game.
Josh, you also played Tabletop Simulator and another game. I forget what that game was.
Tabletop Simulator and hold on.
Yeah, you played it with Zip.
Yes,
you're playing Go.
Yeah, we played a little bit of Go, and then we played Mancala.
Oh.
Yeah.
And Yeah, those two are very interesting. They both evolve around stones on a board.
The second Go is just weeb checkers, and I will absolutely call it that.
Yeah, it's weeb checkers, a lot more complex, but I would say weeb checkers. The Go, actually, I'll talk about that last. Mancala, basically like the easiest board game to play, yet probably the hardest to master, because you have a
good game system is easy to learn, hard to master.
Exactly. So Mancala there is a board where you have a bunch of cups, and I think there is 5 cups in a row, or is it 5 or 6? Let's say 5. And there's 4 beans in each of those cups, and the opponent has the same cups. He has 5 cups and 4 beans in each of those cups. And the idea is you pick up all the beans from one of your cups on your side. You drop the beans in the consecutive rows from left to right, counterclockwise, and you keep dropping the beans in that order, and you drop a bean in your stash, which is on your right-hand side. And then if you have more beans left, you keep going around to your opponent's cups and drop more beans in their cups as well. Basically, the whole game and how you win is who has the most beans at the end of the game. And end of the game is if one opponent has no beans on their side, or what else? I think that or all the beans you're not in play anymore, basically. And one of the other rules about the game is when you're placing the beans over, and your last bean happened to be in your collection plate of what you're collecting, you get an extra turn. So let's say I had 2 beans, I move one over, and I move the last one over to the collection plate, that I get an extra turn. Another rule is if I move, let's say 3 beans over, and to an empty plate on my side, but he has a full plate of 10 beans somehow, I get the whole 10 beans plus the bean I placed in front of his cup, if my cup was empty. So there's a bit of a strategy of okay, so I don't want too many beans in these cups, but I want to get extra turns so I can keep trying to move my beans over faster than he does. But at the same time, it's if I have a cup of 6 beans and I want to try to move these over, oh no, I think I screwed up. There's an empty cup and he's going to freaking take that next turn. Or, oh shit, he's going to have 2 extra turns and I might get fucked in my next turn type of thing. It's kind of this weird, give and go of okay, so do I want to take an extra turn? Do I want to try to take his extra beans now? Usually it's you want to try to take as many extra turns as possible because you get more beans that way. And it's more strategizing and figuring out how to least fuck yourself and making sure your opponent doesn't steal as much beans as possible from your play field. And as I was doing research of this game's actually kind of fun, and Zipwolf taught me how to play the whole thing, or his version of it anyways. And I was oh, this is actually pretty fun. And as I was doing research about it and looking up a Wikipedia article, there was some Zimbabwe, I want to say Zimbabwe, but it was in the Wikipedia article, they were playing a game with 12 cups on either side. I'm I don't know how you play this. And I'm zooming in to see how many beans are in each cup, and each cup is fucking different with different amount of beans in it. And I'm I don't know how do you play this? I don't It's just freaking out how many cups there is, how much beans there are. I'm oh my god, that's that's advanced 40 chess right there. Fuck. Just zooming into that picture, I'm what are you guys doing? I want to play this
what is
game.
happening? Nutty the fuck? No, I've actually I've looked into it. It's the reason why I don't own Tabletop Simulator, but I looked into the game while Stefan and him were playing it, and I was just nah, I'm good because I trust Zip and all, but I know he sometimes cannot explain things. It's actually kind of like, wow.
Yeah, it's fair because there is I'll tell you about Go right now because we also play that, and we're like, we're done. We played like 5-6 games of Macalla, and they were like, okay, that's fun. Let's see what else there is like for the basic games it comes with simulator, and one of them was Go. And I'm like, yeah, let's put up Go. Let's figure that shit out. And then we immediately looked at Google and looked up the basic rules. And man, it is when you say checkers for weebs, I'm like, sure, but you can place these pieces anywhere you want. In order to capture a piece, you have to make sure that what they call runways, it's in a grid pattern, and you place your checkers on the X's. And on these, or actually on the plus signs, basically. And in order to capture a piece, quote unquote, you have to completely surround your opponent's piece with your pieces. So it'd be like, okay, I place one piece on the table. I have to place 4 pieces around that one piece in order to capture his piece.
Yeah.
And basically the whole game is evolving around like, how do you capture? Making sure you don't have this consecutive loop problem, because apparently once you do that, and your opponent also has just as many on the opposite side of the same thing, you can technically keep going back and forth forever, stealing the same piece over and over. So it's like, oh, that's funny. So that most games you play on Go says you can't just have consecutively steal your pieces over and over. You have to do a different move. And it's like, okay, that makes sense. And it turns in the YouTube video, it explains like, yeah, in advanced Go play, players will try to make as many of these as possible so the opponent can be fucked over. I'm like, yeah, once we start playing into like about an hour in, actually about 45 minutes into the game, there was a lot of that pattern going on. And it was like, oh, you just can't seem to do fucking shit. Like, it was kind of funny.
I can believe that, yeah.
Yeah, and oh man, what else was there about the game? Apparently there's also rules of like, how do you start? There's also rules of, depending on who starts, because let's say you both, in order to win at the game, you have to get, again, the most pieces, and you also have to get the most board space as possible. So it's like, okay, and you also have to make sure that the opponent couldn't do anything and you can't do anything. So you both are passing, and if you both pass, that means the game's over and you have to count how many spaces are left. And, man, like, and apparently for the rules, like, the person who goes first gets, like, an extra 5.5 points. And the half points is just so if there's ever ties, the person who goes first wins. Like, it's just more of like just breaking the tie rule. And I'm like, huh. Like, it just kind of feels like some, like, I feel like someone from Japan or China was real drunk and was just inventing board games as he goes. I mean, I'm sure that's what a lot of them are. But like, yeah, like I would love to try Go again, but man, I would have to go into more of a deep dive of like, okay, what are like
the
traditional...
The best thing would be to go watch like an actual tutorial for it online.
Yeah, exactly. Because we looked up like the basic rules of it, but we don't know like if there's like what's the advanced rules of Go. Because there's some scenarios we ran into. It was like, could I capture your pieces this way? I don't know. I don't think you can because blank and blank. But I thought I could because blankety blank. So we have to do more research, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and also to review for Tabletop Simulator, that's like, I mean, we played these games without a hitch. The only cumbersome thing about it is like, oh, how did you do this? Oh, I just hit 2 on the keyboard. I don't know why it's 2, but okay. Oh, how do you do this? Oh, you hit Shift and Alt. Okay. It just kind of feels like the controls are a little bit
awkward.
Yeah, awkward. It could have been smooth. Like maybe there's like a constant cue card on the table telling you what the controls are or something, but whatever. It's fine. And if you're wanting to play, also you want to play Magic the Gathering, you could do it on Tabletop Simulator. It might take more time because you don't have 2 hands. And yeah, like I recommend Tabletop Simulator for the next 2001 stay-at-home edition.
We're do that 2021 fucking stay home edition. Fucking.
Yep.
I think it's a podcast, so I'm getting tired. I need
Yeah,
to
it's a podcast. I think. Yeah.
Yep.
I think we're done.
We've been going for an hour.
Yeah. So, anyways, thank you everyone for listening to Black Blankets podcast episode 280.
180 or 280.
280.
Yeah, whatever.
281. Whatever.
No, 280.
280. 281. Either way,
Two.
we'll correct it in post.
One of those. You'll
We'll
figure
correct it in post.
You'll correct it in post.
I will
said-
correct
said
it
the
in
correct
post
number.
because I'm the editor.
I went up.
I can
went
make
up and
Allan
looked
say-
fucking lie with our last.
I can make
last
the
post
Allan
was.
say the N-word if I want.
Oh, you could. But then that would be more work for you, and you don't know if you want that censorship problem on your hands.
I could make you say nipple.
Nipple.
I could make you say nipple very easily.
Nigeria.
Nepal.
I can make you say the N-word very easily. I didn't specify
Noir?
which one.
Naples.
Nipples.
Thank you for listening to the Black Blankets podcast,
Necromancy?
episode
Yeah, there we go.
280.
Yeah, that one.
You can listen to us every Thursday on blackblankgames.podbean.com. You also subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting app of choice. Listen to the rest of the podcast for a fun story and the audio quality that Allan had to deal with this week. Bye.
That I was adamant about getting fixed. And I'm happy it did. All right.
Sharp dressers, couple of them for Toronto.
All right, you dress first class, you play first class. Here's some guys walking in sharp burner. Look at there, look at Matthew, sharp looking guy. Double-breasted, look at this. Nobody wears double-breasted but me. Look at this, look at this, look at that, look at that thing. Hey, this is how the first place team walks in. Now I'm going to show you two thugs. Last place club. Now they look like a bunch of thugs. They're going to steal your hubcaps. And another last place club. Look, two thugs. Going to break into your car every time. You guys look like you just woke up. You dressed first class. You play first class. First of all, what's with the jacket? I mean, one of my old ones. What is this? And you don't wear stripes with a plaid. What is that? What is
It's a new look by Taylor.
Yeah, all right. You'll never top. Anyhow, listen to this.
Okay, so how's my audio, boys?
Meh.
Shitty? Horrible? God awful?
Trying to fix
I
my
mean,
sleep
do
schedule
we-
for school.
Oh.
No, that's
I'm
not
trying to
fun.
find new
Oh, yeah.
jobs.
Oh, you got a new job?
No, I'm trying to find new jobs.
Ah, well, you know, we should kind of be honest about what happened to me at the last month.
Oh, yes. 'Cause-
Yeah.
Laid off and then got a new job.
No, fired. And
No, if job fired him, which is weird because it's like, I don't know. I feel that you're a good worker.
it was so. For people who don't know, I moved to Lethbridge because my arm was basically you don't get paid or you move to Lethbridge. So I made the smart and economical decision of moving to Lethbridge, which turned out to be a horrible, horrible idea because I got fired. I got told I fucking sucked.
Yeah, that happens.
I got called a terrible teammate, unprofessional, and too slow. Only two of those things are correct. And one of them I know for a fact is right.
I mean, too slow? I don't know. Maybe. I don't think.
Too
I
slow
can see too
when
slow.
you can't escalate situations. Yeah.
I can
When
see
you can't
those two.
escalate. Yeah. Unprofessional? Absolutely. Look at my Twitter for 5 minutes and it's very obvious.
Well, the thing is Twitter is your personal time, so whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I'm sitting there and I am shit posting actively and I am not a very professional person,
Well,
nor am I politically correct.
Well, that's okay. Again, beside the point.
Yeah.
No. If you're fired because of those reasons, I'd be prepared to go to HR over the unprofessional or the HR over either unprofessional or the not a good teammate.
Teamwork?
Or the teamwork
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I'd be prepared to go over that, but for too slow, I'd be like, yeah, no, I'm too slow. I'll accept that criticism, but I don't know.
Well,
about
that one it was completely accurate but like the problem with that one is we're not going to get into it, but there was a lot of problems with that company, and it just wasn't a good fit for me. And as a result, a couple of podcasts were pretty easygoing, and they were pretty chill, and they were pretty chillax. So I come back to Edmonton for my holidays. I haven't talked to my parents. I told them they knew. Everyone in the show knew. All my friends knew, except for maybe a few. They didn't know, and they didn't need to know about kind of what happened. It wasn't really that big of a deal. And so kind of what happened is I come back to Edmonton. I have an interview, do my interview, and my boss goes, right, I want you to start right now, but I'm going to have you go home and hang out with your parents. Oh, okay. While this interview is happening, I get another phone call from another job being like, hey, we want to hire you. Can we have an interview right now? And I'm just like, I accepted a position already, but I'll probably apply again.
Nothing wrong.
So
Nothing wrong with saying like, "Hey, I just finished an interview with another company. They're already offering me the job."
No. I specifically was like, "Hey, can we delay this? I'm sorry. Like, can we please push this back?" And they're like, "Okay." And then I never got a phone call.
Well, yeah.
What I would have done was, okay, I accepted the one job from the other place, but then if another place also phoned me as I was leaving said first place, I'd be like, hey, we can do this.
This was happening at the same time. The interviews were literally overlapping.
Okay, because I would have tried to make it so it's like, hey, it's just not gonna just put like maybe the other day, or just try to push it, or try to be like, oh, I'll be there like soon as possible or something, to be try to see what would both be like.
This is called Jeff fucked up, and Jeff accepts that he fucked up, and Jeff is okay with fucking.
Yeah,
anyways. It wasn't the worst thing in the world.
Jeff, as some of you have noticed, Jeff has potato audio here right now.
It's almost as if Beast Mark II, which has a convenient, nice dent in it from the first time I moved, is now, how do I put it? In pieces.
All right, so what happened?
There's a story here.
What happened?
Okay, so Beast I took apart. My desk. My parents come over, and they're trying to help me move, and they're like, here's everything that we are going to do. We're going to move you right now, and this is what we want to do. And what they kind of did was they took a really important model, and they threw it in a box, and I had a mental breakdown and all of this stuff. So last night we couldn't record because Jeff was having a mental breakdown, and he was upset and everything under the sun, because this month has been emotionally straining beyond my wildest dreams, to say the least.
Anyways,
so
this is
last night. I didn't take apart Beast. I was supposed to take apart Beast. Today I take apart Beast. I took off the air cooler and the GPU and left the fans kind of attached, as they do. My desk, I never actually fully assembled. So we start moving it, and pieces are just falling off. So we move it as two pieces. We set it up in the truck. Everything's in there. And I'm driving down the highway. There's no straps on the truck.
Fucking strap it, you dumb
Hold
fuck.
on. It gets better. On my truck, there's a tonal cover. It goes over the truck bed. So whenever I drive my truck, because I don't have my Honda Civic, because I sold it, it's just closed. It's completely closed. I hit a bump. The desk goes through the tonal cover, hits it, dents it. On the opposite side now, there's a giant bulge. The tonal cover flies up, and all of a sudden I hear a loud bang. I look in the rearview mirror, and the tonal cover is flapping in the wind like one of those wavy tube mans.
Wacky flavor. Yeah. Anyways. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Is this cover one of those like Velcro ones, or
no?
It's one of the metal ones.
It's a metal clip one.
Oh,
those ones.
that's even worse.
That's even worse.
So it slammed into the truck bed. There's a dent now, about a good massive dent in my dad's 08 Ram truck that he spent about $1,000 on this fucking cover. And the truck's fine. Everything about it is fine. So we're sitting there. The wind is just blowing. This thing, like, we slow down. This thing falls down. And it's just like, oh my fucking God. What the fuck just happened? We get home after 5 hours. We pull in. And I'm just like, there's definitely either something missing. There's something broken. I don't know what. It's not important. Hopefully it's not a big deal. Because I don't think that we're missing anything. Who knows? Maybe there's a bunch of shit like scattered across the road and left.
That would have been the first thing I would have done. Was not even slow down. I would have pulled over to the side and stopped.
That's what I did.
You didn't go back and check.
I didn't think anything. No.
Oh my word!
What's the worst I lost, Allan? A bunch of gunpowder? Who cares?
Oh, that hurts me.
Oh,
So just somewhere in the middle of like summer, some farm kid is gonna go look out there and be like,
I don't think we lost anything. I honestly don't think we lost anything.
okay, because I'm like, man, some farm kid's gonna see that in the spring and be like, what the fuck is this?
They're gonna say a barbatos.
It's just the most anime bullshit ever. You go, what the fuck?
If you
Oh,
lost,
no,
if you lost your gunpowder stuff, I'm gonna be sour as fuck.
I'm pretty sure if I lost let me put it like this, the one that would probably kill, like I would just be like, I should just kill myself, like this is it, like my life has already peaked and now I'm on a slow downward trajectory.
Why wasn't that packed in a box and in the car with you?
It was.
So,
But I think it was plates and shit like that probably went flying out.
I like, because the way you're describing it is it makes you sound like, no, I put the gunpowder in the back. I was like, nani?
Right?
Oh my god, that would be like me putting my Imperial Guard army in the back of my dad's truck.
Right.
My dad's truck actually has a good cover for it. But even so, if I'm moving like furniture, like my desk and stuff like that, that stuff is going in the back seat of my dad's truck or in my car, one of the two.
So like, here's the thing: it's like I'm pretty sure I didn't lose anything. I'm pretty sure everything's fine. I'm pretty sure everything's okay.
Except the desk.
Except the desk. The desk now has 2 broken points. There's now a hole going through the tabletop. It gets better.
Oh, God.
It gets better. And you know that middle part that goes in between all desks? There's this little middle part that you kind of, mount stuff, and then it kind of holds the 2 pieces together.
Yeah.
Okay, that is completely destroyed. So it's like I can either replace the tabletop and replace probably the bottom portion of the desk with a 2x4s, which is kind of what I'm tempted to do because I kind of want to change it around a bit.
Go get a new desk.
Or buy a used desk or buy a new desk. And that's...
I would say buy a new desk, primarily because a lot of the newer desks are... Well, how old was that desk? That was only like, what, 3 years old?
It was 2005 we bought it.
My desk is about
It's 15 years old. And it survived 3 moves.
Yeah, all right. I would say just go buy a new one.
I think we got our money. My dad paid like $250 for it's a handy down, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, nobody's going to care.
Yeah, no, I can. Yeah, no. If your desk is just totally destroyed, potato sound.
I mean, like the keyboard tray is now like in pieces.
You had a slide out keyboard tray. What the?
I had a slide out keyboard tray and it broke.
My word! You have that computer is so old. That means
that desk.
Because that's an old feature now. Because I don't see many desks with that now.
If you have a desk with a slide out keyboard tray, you're like certified. Like, I love it.
Boomer, you're old.
But it's like perfect size. It's like perfect height, right?
No, I have so many problems with those keyboard things because they don't because you get a desk because it sits at a nice height, and a lot of these keyboard things sit under that height, so you're kind of like actually like instead of being like a nice proper sitting position, you're like hunched a little bit down to get out the keyboard a little bit lower, which is the reason why I don't like them.
Fair enough.
And this is coming from someone who used to have one of those keyboard slide out trays, and I hated it.
Yeah, so Jeff is probably gonna get a new desk. Worst case scenario, we're gonna have to deal with potato audio for 2 weeks.
At worst.
At worst. Maybe more. Best case scenario, Josh somehow manages to get a new job and then he buys me a new desk.
Somehow.
Yeah, we'll talk about Josh. You'll find out more in the episode because this is being recorded the day before we record.
This is recording after the day Jeff had a mental breakdown.
This is
because he's moving again.
Go get good audio.
Yep.
Yeah. This is
If he doesn't have good audio by the time, fuck it, we're doing it live.
Yeah.
We're fucking sending it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, well, you'll find out more in the episode whenever it comes out. I don't remember what that is.
Thursday.
It's Thursdays. Yeah, that's right. It's Thursdays.
This
Christmas and shit has been fucking wonky.
This has been like the weirdest month for me because like last night I literally was crying in the Discord because my dad put my storm ball without foam in it, my prime axiom, which broke in the first move down to Lethbridge, unintentionally was still broken, and then I hopped in my truck. I was like, I can't do this. I can't be in this room with happy people. I just want to be sad. And then I screamed, and then I realized why I was upset was because I got fired.
Yep.
And I was just like, what? Oh.
You find out reasons why you're upset or sad when you just walk away from people.
Well, it's like...
Because you do self-reflection, and you're like, I know why I'm mad now. It's almost like men don't talk about our emotions. We have to do inner soul searching by ourselves to figure it out. Or if we're not by ourselves, it's us venting, and then it comes out by accident.
Yeah, like, that was the thing, right? It's like, the entirety of, like, yesterday was just, like... I was a kaleidoscope of emotions because it's like I'm leaving the store I worked at for 4 months, who kind of bailed me out a lot. They did a lot for me. They helped me out a ton. I'm leaving. I'm going back to St. Albert. That's not a bad thing. I'm going back to the old store I used to work out with all of the same people and some new ones, admittedly. But you know what? It was a bad move in the first place.
It's whatever.
Yeah.
It's a learning experience. It's almost like you are still young.
Yeah. It's almost like I'm 26 or 28.
It's not like you were like 35 or 40 when this happened.
Like Josh.
No, Josh isn't 35 though.
Josh is like 33. Josh is going to move in with me when I buy a house.
Are you 32? I thought you were 33.
32.
Josh is going to move in with me when I buy a house.
This year is 33.
I'm going to buy a house and Josh is going to move in. It's going to be great.
Yep.
I don't know if that would be a good idea or not.
That would be hilarious.
I keep getting told by all of my buddies who have moved out and moved in with friends that they're like, that is the worst life choice you can do.
Never ever do it. Yeah, that's the same thing I've heard.
Yeah, no.
What makes you, because you will grow to hate each other, because you can live with people for a certain amount, but you have to be like, because they're your friends, you know how good they are. But the thing is, the moment you start seeing their bad qualities, it ruins your relationships. And it's like, it's the one of the reason why I'm very hesitant about moving out with like people I consider friends. Like even if I know
this is the thing I want. I want to move out with like people I know that I hate.
No, that would be even worse because you will actively ruin that. Because that will actively make that time more miserable. The reason why moving out with a friend ruins the relationship is because you start to see all the quirks that you wouldn't see normally.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why that gets ruined. And you don't want to move out and move in with somebody you love but aren't married to. Don't do that because that's even not even that. It's not even not yet. It's don't do that unless you intend to marry that person. Like you have engaged. You are moved in together because you were engaged. Because that's another way to ruin your relationship. Because you start to learn things about your relationship that you might not want to.
Oh yeah.
That you might not like before you have agreed to marry. Because by the time you have like agreed to the engagement or stuff like that, or the proposition, you'll have a very, very wide understanding. Like you'll have spent a couple days over there. You might have learned how to cook from them. You'll learn these things as you go along, rather than you're a couple and then you move in with each other before you're engaged or anything like it doesn't always there are exceptions to this rule, but I've noticed that like if you live together and you're happy and you're not engaged and all that fucking stuff, you are going to just downtrod yourselves.
It's mainly like the big thing I want is I just want to be able to like
have a companion in the house.
No, just have somebody who can.
You're gonna hate my recommendation. Don't do anyone you know. Go.
I might do the neighbor's kid.
That's a fucking. Oh man, that was a meme. I might do the neighbor's kid.
I might bring the neighbor's kid over. He might come over and he might live at the house.
Oh my god, that's even worse.
We're not dating.
So it's a one-night stand then. I'm sorry.
Oh, fuck you, bud.
How did you not get that? I was like,
I realized the joke you were making when you made it. I leaned into it, you ass.
But yeah, no, like I've been told by a couple of my buddies who have lived with their friends, namely Stefan and Rory.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
They're like, no, don't ever do that. If you can't.
That was funny. They got out lucky.
Oh yeah, no. Stefan has lived with, out of that core group of friends, Stefan, Cullen, Rory, Zip, and myself. Stefan has lived with all three of the others, and he will testify who's the best and who's the worst, and it's kind of funny. Cullen has tried to get me to move out a couple times, so he had a roommate, and I'm just like, here's the thing: I had planned to move out at the beginning of last summer, because I was hoping to be in the military by the end of the summer, so I could look into like moving out that way and being like, yeah, no, I'm totally solid. And then Corona happened.
Corona,
and that just fucking chopped me out at the legs. I was like, no, man, I wanted to move out this summer, and that just can't happen now. What else? Like, I want to move out, but if I'm going to move out, I'm going to look for either someone that I know but I'm not friends with, or I'm going to look for someone that I am friends with but I don't know very well. And there is a big difference between there's two differences from there. Someone I'm a friend with but don't know very well means I hang out with them, but I don't know them so well that I'll be like, oh, this is their quirks. It'll be something that I'm learning as I'm going along. Whereas as somebody I know but I'm not friends with is a bit different, because I'll know them and I'll know some of their quirks, but I'm not close enough to them to be friends. Because there are actually a couple people that I would absolutely say, like, I know that they're my friends, but I don't know much about them. It's actually kind of funny. Anyways, this is a little bit of an aftershock thing that we filmed on Saturday that we were going to meme about, but...
This was something that this was actually the recording session we all agreed to. And then what ended up happening was...
Then I logged in, I heard Jeff's audio, and he's like, do you want to fix that?
No, I don't.
He's like, no, I want to record it. I looked at Josh, like, hey, Josh, you okay with recording tomorrow? And he's like, yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm like, all right, tomorrow it is. 2-3, democracy wins. Oh, I love democracy.
That and I can squeeze in an extra game to talk about.
But yeah, this will likely go up. Yeah, it's just... We're postponing and we're shooting this shit right now just so that Jeff can get his audio fixed a bit. Maybe get a new desk.
The desk quest.
The desk quest begins. All right. Yeah. And that's going to be the end of that recording.
Okay.
Part 2.